So, we're here with the podcast that we haven't given a title
We're
yet.
here with the podcast.
And we just watched Moana.
We just watched Moana, but let me be honest with you. The idea of this podcast was to get drunk and watch Disney movies, and I'm cool with half of that. I love getting drunk. I love drinking. But Disney movies...
You hate Disney movies?
Explain them to me.
Explain Disney movies?
No. You know what I mean. Explain what this podcast idea was to me.
Well, the idea is we watch these Disney movies and then we give a synopsis of what we just watched, which is Moana. We just watched
Moana,
which
y'all.
is some Hawaiian girl, I'm guessing. I doubt she's Hawaiian, but she looks very Hawaiian.
She looks Hawaiian. And
she just returned the heart to some god who is an island, and and now the balance of nature is restored.
Let me explain this to y'all, guys. I like some Disney movies. I like Emperor's New Groove because it's funny.
It's a very good movie.
Yeah, I like Fantasia. It's good.
Yeah.
I like Fantasia. I like the crazy ones. But I mean, I'm a total letterboxed bro. I'm like a total is this movie art? Lane, you wanted to watch Frozen at first.
No, I thought Frozen would be good because we both hated it.
I thought
Frozen would be good because we both hated it, and therefore we'd be able to commentate over it in a just in a way that we'd be like, fuck this movie. We'd be like pointing out things in it that are terrible. But we determined that you can't record Frozen in Disney Plus with fucking OBS because it literally has a thing in it where it just filters out images of the movie. It just filters out any streaming. So we were like, okay, we'll just talk about a movie after we watch it. And now we decided to watch Moana. And we're like, we'll record our synopsis after the movie, and we decided on Moana.
Listen, y'all, Disney is a very smart company. They make
they're very good at making money. They're very good at it.
If you want to make money, just understand you'll never be as good as the Disney Corporation.
They are so good at making money.
They are really good.
They fucking bought Marvel and Pixar and all that shit because they love making money. They didn't do it because they thought they were amazing fucking movie makers.
Yeah.
They did think that, but they bought the companies because they thought that. They're like, you're good movie makers, so we're going to fucking buy you now.
Listen to me. They didn't buy Star Wars because they thought, oh, George Lucas, there's some fucking Neil Bahadur shit that's amazing and making money. They thought, okay, Star Wars is probably the most profitable brand of all time. Let's buy them because we can make Star Wars movies. They didn't realize that they were shit at making Star Wars movies, but what they did realize was they were great at making Disney animated films. But
I'm not even a Star Wars nerd. I watched the old Star Wars movies back when they were on VHS when I was a kid. I would say they're definitely better than the Star Wars movies that are being produced now. Like with the new company that's able to produce at that level, when they're trying to figure out like what is good for TV, I feel like they kind of fucked up Star Wars a little bit.
They fucked up Star Wars because they thought that they could do it in the same way they did Marvel movies or that they did animated movies. Star Wars is not that way. I'm speaking on this as a total quote-unquote cinephile, which I realize is the most virgin word in existence. If you call yourself a cinephile, you are condemning yourself to a life of no pussy getting. I'm fine with that. I get that.
No pussy allowed.
Pretty much no pussy allowed. This is a boys-only zone, if you get what I'm saying.
Boys only.
Guys only. We're watching Revenge of the Sith tonight because someone recommended it to us. Either way, what I'm saying is this. They're bad at making Star Wars movies as Disney, but they're really good at making movies that little kids like.
Well, I just realized something. We should probably get to, like, the synopsis of Moana.
Moana, yes.
Okay. Well, let's start
where you were more focused on this movie than I was. You've seen it before.
I've seen it way before.
Explain the plot of Moana.
Okay.
As best you can, because I know you're drunk and high, and I am too.
Many things right now. I am trying to keep it together.
And you're doing a good job.
I am trying so hard.
You're doing a good job, man.
Well, okay, I'll tell you my literally 10-second overall of Moana. So basically, a girl finds out that a girl wants to explore beyond her island, but then she finds out that long a time ago, her ancestors, in a galaxy far, far away, her ancestors had traveled from one island or land, whatever, from that to her island, and she finds out that some guy named fucking Maui. Yeah, Maui stole the heart from the green giant.
I didn't see what that was.
That is what that lady was. She was the green giant.
She was some green, like...
She was the green giant, the female version.
To all the listeners out there, and I know there's hundreds of thousands.
There's hundreds of thousands.
Shang Tsung is in the room right now playing with the...
Hey, Shang Tsung, why don't you stop playing with the fucking
Shang Tsung is Lane's dog, who didn't like me at first, but now that I've hung out here more,
he's a lovable little monk.
Are you kidding me, Lane? Shang Tsung is the best. Hey, one of my favorite dogs.
Hey, scruffy little fuck, why don't you get up here? Hey, stop squeaking that toy, you little shit.
To everybody listening, let's just understand right now, this is a test episode, and we have not planned this out.
This is not planned in the very least.
It's not planned. And to be honest, half of the time we were watching Moana, we were kind of like chatting to each other, being
about Moana and about other shit.
About Moana, about life in general.
Yeah,
so
about
you can't blame us for not getting Moana 100% correct. But the borderline, I mean, it stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah, we love
like
The Rock.
Dwayne. Dude, I love The Rock. I think
love
he's a
everything The Rock
guy.
stands for. Everything The Rock stands for, I'm 100% for.
He's a businessman, but he's a lovable guy. He's a corporate dude. He loves making movies. I
don't even know much about The Rock, but I just blindly am in support of everything he supports.
He is a hard man in that he loves, I mean, he was a football player for a while.
Yeah.
He did wrestling.
He did WWE, yeah.
He did WWE. That tells you what does that tell you about someone?
He's a big actor and fucking...
He's a decent actor.
A big dude in that.
Decent actor. I'm not going to say he's Daniel Day-Lewis. He's decent.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
He's not, he's not Marlon Brando, but he's fun when you need to say one-liners and punch stuff. He can punch stuff and he can tell you one-liners. And honestly...
I'll tell you what, if there's one thing you can do, it's punch stuff.
If there's one thing... Guys, if there's one thing Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson can do,
if there's one thing The Rock is capable of doing.
Exactly.
Punching stuff.
Anyway, we watched Moana. If I'm being honest, I'm not that into this new style of Disney movie. This is me talking. This is Avery. I'm not that into this new style of Disney movies. I'm not that into the 3D animation. I like 2D animation. I like Emperor's New Groove, Lilo and Stitch. It's not a Disney movie, but I like Spirited Away, and I like Princess Mononoke. I like Miyazaki anime.
He finds those things creepy. He finds anything that's not human, but is made to look human, creepy.
Lane, I'm glad you bring that up because
I'm glad you said both of our names. I'm glad you did that.
I didn't say our last names. So nobody could know who this is. This could be some random Lane.
Lane and Avery.
This is not going to prevent you from getting any jobs later. And we haven't said anything bad yet, so no worries. However, for anybody who's looking to cancel out there, we are both two white men. And we're not
perfect. Identify us further.
Two white men. Lane, do you know how many white men there are named Lane and Avery?
I know of two.
I know of two right now. Let me explain why I find 3D animation so creepy. Okay, Lane, name any 2D animated film.
Okay. The Incredibles.
That's 3D.
Oh, wait, you said 2D?
2D,
yes. Fuck, you said 2D. Okay.
I said one thing.
Sorry. Sorry. 2D. Okay, I'll hand you the vape, but you gotta hand it back. I need you to promise me that.
I'm gonna keep it. Okay. Anyway, keep going.
Okay. Any 2D, fuck. Okay. That's actually, fucking, what is it, the fucking show? Rick and Morty. There you go. That's okay. 2D.
Mine, for the record, is anything by Miyazaki. And wait, let me hit supporting. For the record, my favorite Japanese animation is End of Evangelion, Princess Mononoke, and anything by Miyazaki. Unrelated, I'm a total nerd.
Dragon Tales, that was the fucking show I was thinking.
Dragon Tales also 2D animation.
Yeah, it is 2D animation. I thought it would fuck you up because it's so goody two shoes. I was like, I bet this show will be the one show where he's like, there's nothing dirty about Dragon Tales.
Well, there's nothing dirty about the things I mentioned either, except, well, there kind of is. But either way, if anybody watches this, they'll know what I mean. What I'm talking about is, I like it, even though some of the stuff Lane mentioned is kind of drawn on a computer, I like it when stuff is drawn by hand in an animated movie because it makes me feel like there's a human behind the wheels. What kind of grosses me out about the Disney stuff of late is that it's all done on a computer, and personally, I think I don't know, something about me. I prefer human beings to computers, so like, is what I enjoy is that a movie is done on someone's hand, someone drawing something. I mean, even if it's shitty, you're kind of like, this is closer to Van Gogh than like some shit done in, like Microsoft Paint. You know what I'm saying? I like a lot of 3D animated movies. Don't get me wrong. I like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse a lot. I love that movie. Keep going though.
Well, like the argument you're presenting, it assumes that like, anything that's 3D animated that's not just in 2D drawing is so fake as like fucking paint. It's not. It still takes a lot of effort to fucking animate in the 3D, in the sense that like you have this plane that you're animating on. You know what I mean?
Yes, I get that, Lane. Let me explain this. When I watch a movie, sometimes, not always, but sometimes when I watch a movie, what I want is to just feel like I'm hanging out with a person who actually made it, not like I'm watching something an algorithm or some computer made.
So you want it to feel very human made.
I like human movies. That's why I liked Uncut Gems a lot, is because that guy in that movie is really fucked up, but he's still like a person.
Yeah, but that guy, okay, that movie was good in a sense that like it was about a very real person that you would usually root against, which is a scam artist in a way. He's very much like kind of a scam artist.
He's a scammer, yeah. He's a bad guy. I wouldn't want to hang out with him in person.
But you're talking about like animated movies in the way that like you want to watch animated movies that feel like they were made by humans. But when you watch animated movies like Moana, where they feel very realistic in a way, you feel uncomfortable because it seems like they're in another universe.
I liked Moana. I liked some elements of Moana.
Okay, well, let's talk about what the fuck actually happened in Moana.
I'm just going to say this for every listener out there. Lane hated Uncut Gems because he got shot at the end and he loved Moana. Any cinephiles out there, that's going to red flag. I'm not Karsten Runquist out here.
I'm not a fan of movies that end in a bad way, so just hate me if you hate people that hate movies that end in a bad way. I like movies that end in a way that makes me feel wrapped up and cozy. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you gotta lay awake thinking about a movie. You gotta be scared. You gotta be.
I don't want to do that. I want to fall asleep high as fuck and drunk as fuck.
You don't have to be not high.
Ends in a good way.
You don't have to be not high.
That's why most people like me get high as fuck and drunk as fuck and then fall asleep to a movie that they know is gonna end in a good way, like fucking Lilo and Stitch or some shit. And Stitch.
Anyway.
Or Forrest Gump. They just know it's going to end decently.
Speaking of Forrest Gump, you know Tom Hanks? Have you seen...
Yeah, of course I know Tom Hanks.
Have you seen Chet Hanks' recent Instagram shit?
Chud Hanks?
Chet Hanks' son.
Chet Hanks?
Chet Hanks.
Is that Tom Hanks' brother?
Chet. No, it's his son.
Chet. I get what you're saying.
He had a recent Instagram...
I didn't know Tom Hanks... I don't watch or look at any famous person's Instagram or Twitter. I don't.
It's not his. It's Chet Hanks. He's a funny fucking guy.
Okay,
he's hilarious.
He's a hilarious dude. Yeah.
Anyway, give me that fucking vape.
The vape. Okay, let me take a puff of it first.
Oh, sure. You take a puff of it first, Lane. You wouldn't have even thought of it if I hadn't mentioned it. It's no problem.
Well, I wouldn't have, but now that you mention it, it's mine, and I'm gonna take a puff of it.
Anyway, let's talk about what happened in the movie Moana. Since this was Lane's idea to do a Disney movie-centered podcast.
Well, it was more my girlfriend's idea, but we're here, so
it's a good idea. Listen, bro, in terms of what you want is clicks, girls love Disney movies.
Oh, yeah, Disney movies.
Girls love Disney movies.
Everybody loves Disney movies.
Everybody loves Disney movies, even grandparents. Dudes. Even grandparents, they love Disney movies because they're like, grandparents love Disney movies. And you can put it on around the kids.
I don't think they want to hear what we have to say about them. But
probably not. What we're having to say about Moana is that in terms of Disney princesses, and I know she's not technically a princess, I would fuck the girl with Moana in half a heartbeat. She is so hot, and we were talking about this during the movie.
Moana herself is very hot. Like,
I don't know
she's a very hot individual.
I don't know if her name in the movie is Moana, but if it is, I'm just gonna call her that, like Moana.
No, that's her name, Moana.
It is? Okay,
yeah.
Good. I rank her up there with Jasmine in terms of the Disney characters I would like to have sex with.
That's a good rank. Yeah.
Very attractive.
Jasmine's probably at the top.
Yeah. And Disney, this is another thing I mentioned. Disney is not that good at coming up with white girls you want to fuck, because all their white girls are just like...
So Cinderella's not one of them? What?
Well, here's the thing. Disney, with their white girls, they have a very basic template.
There's very many white princesses in
There's
Disney.
A lot of them, but they're all, like, blonde chicks.
That's not true.
There. Name one non-blonde Disney princess who's not white.
Snow White, you fuck.
But she just looks like some chick from the 30s. I like that movie, but it's not like...
But it falls in your fucking window of non-blonde chicks that are hot, that are in Disney, which is...
She's not
Snow
hot, though.
White.
She just
She's 100% hot. You think those dwarves didn't want to fucking gangbang her?
They did, but that's because they haven't fucked anyone ever. They're like dwarves.
Yeah.
Dwarves don't fuck that much, except for that guy we know from comedy, the short guy.
Okay.
You know that guy.
I know who you're talking about. But here's the thing. Those dwarves definitely want to fuck Snow White, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Listen, I say this, I want to fuck Snow White. It doesn't mean that I'm,
What do you want me to look up? What's your point?
Look up a picture of Snow White. She just looked like some alt girl from now, like some alternative girl from now who listens to Tyler, the Creator.
So you want me to look at pictures of Snow White?
Exactly. That's what I'm asking you to do.
Okay.
Look up pictures of Snow White.
Sorry, I'm very drunk and high, so I forget what you're asking for.
I am too. Is it recording right now, by the way?
It is recording right now, of course.
That would suck if we were wasting all this.
If we were just wasting
amazing material.
All this amazing material. Okay, this is Snow White.
She just looks normal.
Yeah, she looks like a fucking white girl with black hair that fucking found herself in this situation.
I see what
she was fucking in a coma, basically. She ate an apple that put her in a coma, right? And then these dwarves find her.
She, in her face and hair color, she looks very much like an alt girl that I would normally be extremely attracted to and masturbate for years to before I got up the courage to ask her out. But in terms of her dress, she has very poofy shoulders. She's got like a weird dress thing going on.
Okay. Well,
I find Jasmine and Moana, this girl in the movie we watched, very attractive because both of them like kind of dress a little slutty. I mean, they're respectable, but they dress a little slutty.
Obviously Snow White doesn't dress. She dresses like she's fucking 13th century, like fucking royalty.
Yeah, exactly.
Like she dresses very modest to not show her ankles. So we should probably get back to the hot girl, which is Moana, which is the discussion of what happened in Moana.
Okay, both of us agreed we would fuck this girl Moana in a heartbeat.
Oh, if she was interested, 100%.
Yes, she's very hot.
110%.
Yeah.
Okay, but what happened in Moana? What happened in Moana?
Hard to say, man.
Was her ancestors? Well, it's not hard to say. It's a fucking movie. So
I'm drunk and high as fuck. So honestly, it's a little hard to say for me.
Okay, well, it's less hard for. Yeah, I'll roll out the plot. It's less hard to say for me, who is less drunk maybe, and less high, probably more high. I don't know, but here's the thing that I know that happened in Moana. Her ancestors, she figured out from her fucking flashbacks somehow. I don't know what the fuck. Mm-hmm. She figured out that her ancestors came to that island, and that the heart from Tahiti or some island, some giant green giant bitch, some giant green giant woman. She took the heart, or not she fucking Maui. Maui took the heart. Yeah, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson took the heart from the Green Giant, and because of that, I guess their island is going to die. So Moana has to go out and return the heart to the Green Giant, and she ends up finding Maui on the way, and Maui tries to lock her in his cave.
Exactly.
He tries to lock her in her cave, and she, being the fucking power lifter she is, she pushed a 30-ton fucking rock to the side so that she could jump out of that cave.
Mm-hmm.
And then she got back on the boat by the ocean's love. The ocean literally shoved her back on the boat.
Yeah, the ocean was very into this chick.
Yeah.
Let me say this because it's who I am, and I'm not that into the current trend of Disney princesses being hot chicks who also figure everything out for themselves on their own.
While you talking about this, I'm gonna make another drink.
Make us both another drink. And I'm gonna get into some political shit here. If I were to define, let me get into this first, so nobody cancels me. I'm a good person. If anybody, if anybody asks me what I am, I would probably count myself as a leftist. That being said, I am not for this whole thing right now of women can do every single thing in the world and everything is awesome. I know that's going to sound misogynist. It perhaps is. I'm probably a misogynist. A little bit. I'm not a big fan of that movie Frozen that came out several years ago.
Yeah, that movie is very much for little girls and semi-grown girls.
Semi-grown girls. Half of that shit, the reason I don't like that is because I was a 13-year-old boy struggling with his identity when that came out, and I didn't like the fact that there was a movie telling girls they were better than me. That's just how it is. If it's kind of, fuck you. If I were born in the 90s, I'd be very into Nirvana. But very into Nirvana. But that being said, I thought Moana overall as a movie, quote unquote, if I were reviewing this on Letterboxd, I thought it was decent. I thought it did everything a Disney movie needs to do. I still find a little bit of the Disney Corporation's messaging and the way that they make themselves seem like they are super people of color. I find that a little suspicious, and I don't like the fact that they present themselves as being super non-racist, when the fact is it's taken them like 100 years to make a movie starring a non-white character. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You expect me to think Black Panther is the coolest shit in the world when you made 10 Marvel movies before this? How about this, you fucking retards? Make Black Panther the first Marvel movie instead of Iron Man.
Yeah.
Then I would think that was impressive. It took you 10 fucking years to get to that shit.
That's true.
Yeah, it is. Either way, though, I thought Moana was a decently fun time. I thought it was a little boring, but I liked Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson generally just as like a personality. So, like, I enjoyed the stuff he was in.
Well, like, what happened after that? Well, they got the fucking, they decided they needed to embark for the fish hook or whatever the fuck for The Rock Johnson.
They had to find The Rock's fish hook because he lost it, like,
yeah, and his fish hook is the source of his power in a sense that he needs the hook and then he becomes something, or the hook needs him and it becomes something. They need each other in order to become a hawk or a fish or whatever the fuck.
Right.
He needs that hook in order to become other creatures, which is his power, which is to be immortal and also become creatures. And then he tries to get it back from some giant fucking crawdad or fucking
crab. That was a crab.
Some crab. Is that what it was?
It was voiced by the guy from Flight of the Conchords.
No, the crab, its shell is his entire face. What he was like a lobster or some fucking other thing. He was some other thing.
You don't have to expect his anatomy to line up 100% with the anatomy of an actual real-life crab or sea creature.
I think they went for a real creature, and I think he wasn't a crab. I think that's my personal opinion on it. I think he wasn't a crab. He was some other fucking thing.
But would you call Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob a crab?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but he doesn't look like
because he was one with his shell. See, that other thing was like he stuck his head out. He stuck his head out and he would.
Lobsters don't do that.
Lobsters are another fucking thing. I don't know. There's a creature you can fucking own. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but like you can own a creature that like makes its home in shells.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what that creature was. It made its home in shells.
All right.
And it had all its treasure on the back of it. And on that treasure was the hook of Moana, of Maui.
Yeah, that was his name. Well, I went through a breakup recently, so all I could think about when seeing this movie was how hot that chick was. No offense, even though she's a cartoon.
Okay.
I was really rooting for her.
She's not goth, you know that, right?
Well, she's not goth, but like, I don't know, maybe that's what I want right
Avery's
now.
into big titty goth girls. That's
I
what
love
he
big titty goth
loves.
girls. I think they're great, but also a big titty goth girl. I dated one for 3 years and she ruined my life. So, you know, maybe
How
I
did
want
she
some.
ruin your life? What do you mean she ruined your life?
I don't want to spill all of her details. I don't want to tell all her shit on the.
All the beans on the fucking
That's true.
recording.
Who's gonna listen? Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. She was just an insane.
Some of the beans.
She was just an insane person who was highly depressed and needed
as
attention
many
all the
goth
time.
girls are.
Listen, if I were a girl, I would be a goth girl. I'm also depressed, but it got to the point where I can't take her shit all the time.
Yeah, and you gotta take your own shit.
I need to think about myself sometimes, and
because you're your own person.
Exactly, and I can't deal with someone else's problems all the time. That's what she wanted.
Yeah.
I'm still very attracted to her, but I would probably never get back with her because she's a crazy person.
Okay,
that's all I'll say for the moment.
All right.
Yeah, exactly.
I enjoy that synopsis of the crazy person goth girl.
We'll talk more on later pods. This is not a story that's over, certainly.
I'm sure there'll be more to come.
There'll be far more, especially when I get drunk enough to text this girl again and say, "What you doing?" Something like that. But until then, we're talking about Moana.
Where you can have the 4-hour drive to see her, yeah.
3-hour round trip because it was like an hour and a half there.
Only an hour and a half there?
Yeah, but that adds up when you go to see her like
no, for
every
sure.
2 weeks, man.
For sure. I mean, that's what I did when I lived in Fayette, so like I get
that fate.
I'll give you this fate. All right, so we're back on fucking Maui and Moana.
Maui and Moana.
Moana just fucking kicked over a 30-ton rock of Maui. The rock was like carved into Maui, but it was 30 tons, and she kicked it over in order to get out of the cave. And now they're on the run with each other through the ocean. What happens next, Avery?
Tell
me what happens
question.
next.
After they get out of that cave or whatever it was, or he traps her. Yeah. And she's trapped in the cave, but she gets out because she's a smart chick.
Yeah,
and she goes with him. Ride on the boat a while, find his hook, but it's with the crab, who's also the guy from Flight of the Conchords. They fight for a while and get out. And then they basically just cruise for a while till they find that lava girl.
Yeah, that lava bitch. Mm-hmm. The lava bitch that tries to smack them out of the air and smack them out of the ocean. But touching the ocean is like acid to her.
Basically.
It hurts her because it cools her lava hands. And what do they fucking do to get her? Do they just have to get around her? I can't remember. They got around her.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Lane. I was pretty drunk by that point.
Yeah, so I don't remember. They got around her.
I was not fully invested in what was happening in Moana.
I don't remember either. I think they just got around her and they like just kept going. That was the goal because the lava bitch was like trying to hit the boat and hit her, and then it hit the Maui's hook. Mm-hmm. And he was pissed about
that.
He was pissed because his hook was like half destroyed. He was like, if it gets hit one more time, I'm fucked. I can't be a demigod anymore.
Here's what I did like about the movie is because I love it when they do that Star Wars thing of like the anti-hero guy like Han Solo or some shit leaves the group for a while and then he comes back at the end to save everybody. This is just me. That's a story trope I enjoy when it happens. I like it when the bad guy comes back. It makes me think there's hope for the future. All of that being said, they save the island. They return the heart gem stone thing to wherever there is.
No. If you're getting to the end of the movie, they return the gem to the green giant's heart, and she gifts Maui a new hook.
Right, she gives him a new hook.
She gives Maui a new hook, and she regenerates life in all of the islands nearby. Like Moana, she fucking boats back all the way to her island, and life is rejuvenated in her island, and her family is super happy and all that.
Yeah.
And her dad's like the chieftain, so he's super happy.
Right.
But like, yeah, no, it was, who knows how many miles of fucking ocean water.
It was a lot. Here's the thing. All Disney movies are basically the same movie. because they're all about a girl or a guy sometimes, but mostly a girl.
Mostly a girl.
Mostly a girl goes on an adventure to save her kingdom or her tribe or her quest or whatever it is.
Her tribe, her quest, her
to
town.
something, and she has like a goofy animal sidekick guy.
Yeah.
Some
Stitch
cute
or some other fucking guy.
Lilo and Stitch is a great movie though. Don't talk shit about Lilo and Stitch.
I love Lilo and Stitch. I would never talk shit about it. I'm just thinking of examples.
Thinking about shit. All right. All in all, though, I would give Moana a decent grade. I would say it certainly tried. It had a good Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson voice performance, and I like him.
I feel like in terms of female empowerment, it did good.
Oh my god! In terms of female empowerment, this is an 11 out of 10.
Yeah.
If a little girl sees this, if a little girl sees this movie, she's going to become the president later. There's no doubt about that. This is
any girl that sees this is going to be high up in authority of some kind.
Exactly, and that's what you want from a child. So, yeah, exactly. Like, Moana, if you are a white male feminist and you have children and you want your children to be empowered later in life, show them, and you're like a college professor of some sort or just some kind of other, like, dickless job where you don't have to, like, do anything manual for the rest of your life.
Yeah, of course.
If that's who you are...
Any job that doesn't remind you of balls.
Not only that, it pushes you away from them. It like makes you more of a female for the rest of your life.
Balls aren't needed here.
Yes. If that's you, my advice is show your daughters Moana every day for the rest of their life. They will become more powerful than you. And that's what you want them to be, right?
You want your females to be more powerful than you ever
That's a sign of a good society.
Yeah, absolutely.
Either way. Lane, out of 10, what would you give Moana?
When I consider, how good of a movie it is, does it present, the typical struggles of a main character? Does it, have them go through those struggles and then wrap it up in a nice bow? I think this movie does a good job of wrapping it up in a nice bow. And I would have to give it an 8 out of 10. Because it makes me feel happy at the end. I feel femally empowered.
I love that.
I feel like the vagina is powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay. Me personally, I was not as enthused as Lane. That's not anyone's problem, except for the makers. Try better next time because I'm a hard person to impress.
Yeah,
but that being said, that being said, I thought Moana was pretty good for a Disney movie. And that being said, I meant a 2010s Disney movie.
Yeah.
So, even though I'm not a fan of the animation style or the way that it, or the feminist messaging or all that, I still thought it was probably like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay, so we even out to about a 7 out of 10. This was a good movie.
I think this would be nobody's favorite movie except like a child, though.
Yeah.
Like a child would love this
That's a good synopsis. It would be nobody's favorite movie, but a child's. Yeah. A child would find this movie to be their favorite because it felt them empowered.
Yes.
It felt them like they could solve the world's problems.
Solve everything.
Which is exactly what this movie did. The female character, she fucking solved the world's problems, which was dying vegetation. Mm-hmm. Which, good luck solving that on an island.
Oh boy, yeah.
Where nutrients has run dry.
Mm-hmm.
Good fucking luck.
Good luck.
If you're gonna have to kill a lot of things to rejuvenate the nutrients into the soil.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you felt empowered by doing that, by returning the heart to a green giant.
Yeah, I'm glad you felt empowered.
Who sells you spinach.
Glad you felt empowered by ruining your island, Moana. You don't realize this, but the curse of feminism has infected your island to the point where in 100 years...
The curse of feminism?
The curse of feminism has infected your island.
Well, a female could do anything a male could do, right? That's what they say.
Are you a feminist, Lane?
Not at all.
I'm not either.
But I think the idea of being a feminist is... Okay, I should say I'm a feminist to the point that I feel like females could do... You're laughing.
I'm not laughing.
Like, I'm backtracking.
I hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I feel like females could do most things a male could do. That's the thing about females and males, is that we could both do things that the other sex couldn't do typically. That's the idea, is that our sexes are different in a sense that most couldn't do what the other could do typically. And I feel like this movie was good for the female spirit.
Good representation of the female spirit, which is usually based in complaining until they get what they want.
I mean, she did complain about it until Maui did what she wanted, right?
I guess that's fair.
Until Maui did the thing.
Until Maui showed up and kind of helped save everything. Finally. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
either way,
he returned the heart, and she was happy, and her family was happy. So that's the end of the movie.
My advice is, if you have children out there, show them Moana immediately, because they will have a movie for car rides for the rest of their life.
Yeah, absolutely. You could keep rewatching it and forgetting parts of it because it's a very forgettable movie.
It's very forgettable. If you play this in the background in a car while your kids are watching it, they will basically never get tired of it. They'll never get tired of it.
They'll tune out of it immediately, and they'll keep tuning in and out. And then, they'll keep rewatching it and be like, oh, I don't remember that part because you tuned out a million times, and they'll just keep enjoying it.
Let me ask you this, Lane. When you were a kid, what was your car ride movie?
Cars. That was always my car ride movie.
That's
every
a good
time.
I really liked The Princess Bride.
Yeah.
I liked that one a lot.
I think it was a good place to end on, which is...
How much do we have?
I have no idea how much we have. If you think I know how much we have, you are sorely mistaken.
All right. Well, but, either way.
I think you mentioning that you're into the Princess Bride.
Did you not like that movie as a kid?
I'm just going to end it on that because that's enough of...
That's enough, man.
That's enough of anything.
Yeah.
When you get to the Princess Bride.
It's a good ending.
Yeah.
Though it is a good movie.
All right. Well, I'm going to end it here.
How have you not seen that?
I hope everybody listening to this, probably 3 people, have a good night. And
Austin, if you listen to this, let me know.